talk about what I did on the first week of April, from Monday, March 30th to Friday, April 3rd, 2026. On Monday's price action, I was watching Monday's price action. I wanted to see price close. There was an open range gap here on Friday, and I was watching this low here to give me the full retracement. But price sold off during the morning session, and that ended up being a loss for me. On Tuesday, I was looking for the same thing. I took a trade and I got stopped at break even. On Wednesday, I wanted to see price sell off from this level, but I was too early with my sales. There were some indicators and other thought processes that went through all this price action. I'll go lower to break them down. But I was impulsive with this one. I did not have any clear bias. And on Thursday, well, price sold off during the Asian session, creating this low on Thursday's candle. And on Thursday's open, I bought off this fair value level here, and open range gap was above price. So yeah, that was the business there. I used the new week open gap as measurements, so I'll put the new week open gap on. So it's previous week's new week open gap. Now drop down to the 5 minutes time frame. I'll put on my executions. I'll toggle to electronic trading hours first. And this was Monday's price action. I wanted to see Monday's price action. I'll put on my executions. Most of these trades were break-even trades. I wanted to see price action trade to fill this Friday's level here, but at the open, this was also one of my strategies, but I wasn't looking in that direction, and I'll say why. Because on Monday, price just sold off, closed the open range gap, and it gave me a setup here on the 10 at the 10:40 time to go long. I took that setup, I went long, and I recouped part of my losses, but I was so far gone. I was almost at my max day loss for this time in price action. I also wanted to see price buy from this level here, but it just stopped at half of this gap, sold off to make a new low of the day, of the week. And on Tuesday, overnight, we had this expansion, and I was using the same Monday's logic here, buy here to fill this Friday's price action, and this meets this 23,914 level. I went long. I took a partial here, but I got stopped out before this move. And on Wednesday, I wanted to sell price action to close this gap and potentially give me the low of the week, or to the high of the new week open gap. And price action kept pressing higher for the session. There were some indications that I was offside, just like on these days. But while navigating the market live, the only thing I can manage is my risk, and I try to do that. So even if these positions might look much, most of them were battling to not exceed my risk for that day. So if I take on the position and I felt like I wanted to press it to be right, because I have those thoughts. Yeah, it has to do this, it has to do that, it failed to touch here, it has to do this. The max risk allocated to that particular session would stop me. I sold pre-session at 8:23. Well, it was really 9:23 because my time here is 1 hour behind. Yeah, and I sold again I had some opportunities to not make it as much as this, but yeah, I pulled the plug at my max risk loss for the day. I was too early here, and on Thursday we had this price action. I bought the open and then I kept adding positions, but I did it on this continuous contract. Mm, I did not do anything on the continuous contract for the rest of the week. I did them on this price action. I'll go down to the 1 minute just to expand for my record. First long got stopped out. Second position, I got stopped out. This one got stopped out, break even. So this one's break even, break even, break even, break even. Then I took this one, made the actual setup I was waiting for. Swing low at 4, made it break higher at the close of this session, and then I took a long here. Took two longs, but my entry was poor, so I closed one contract and let the other contract run to stop me out. I took another long here. I gave the cash I made here back. On Tuesday, I went long here, but too early. Used the first presented fair value gap logic. I used this 930 fair value because it gave me the displacement I wanted to see, and price came back at the 1040 time. I took on that long here. I got pass out here, moved my stop, got stopped out. Initially, my stop was below this low. I would have been protected. I sold pre-session. I got sold on that one pre-session. I got stopped out, and then I just kept selling. I got in profit. I wanted to see price use this level here to just sell off. I added here. I think I got stopped out. Then I just kept adding. Most of these ones were break-even trades. Then I got a full stop out here. And then on Thursday, I took a long here. I took another long here at this first presented fair value gap. Then took two off here. One was running. I added another long here. Two contract. I took one off here. Then I took two off here at the high of the new week open gap. The calendar, the weekly calendar was very impactful because if and the 7 a.m. open, New York open was impactful as well. If I had incorporated those ones to the max, my entries and exit would have been better, because there are some times where I entered before Powell's statement. I entered before the 10 o'clock time, like on Wednesday. The YM was very helpful in my analysis for the week because it showed that it wasn't willing to make those lower lows, this low in price action. We don't have that low in price action. We we have this low in price action here on the Nasdaq. Then on DXY, is it DXY weekly open? We had the sell off on Tuesday pre-session. This could have been an indicator that price was strong. Then we had the reversal on Wednesday. We had this move on Thursday. That's what I did on price action, balance history. 30th. Was 30th. 30th. Lots of trade. Mostly break even, enter, see them small losses. Then this was the last trade I took. And this was Tuesday, first one. Then it stopped me out at lost the second contract. Then this was Wednesday's trading, 437 first. That was the first position I put on, and then the rest. This was the second largest loss I took. Then the rest were just trying to break even. Then I took another one, and this was the last trade for the day. And then on Thursday, this was my largest losing week and my largest gaining week. Let's see if there's anything else I'd like to talk about. On Wednesday, I was willing to call it quits for the week. And what I guess I'm talking about is how new information came into the price action that made me want to put risk on. If price had just kept pressing higher, I would not have looked to, or if price did not specifically give me this leg down, I would not have been interested in. So what brought my interest back in was we were trading at this discount level. Price action was Trump's statement was opposing to what the underlying narrative was, so that was an opportunity for me to. That was a new information I could watch out to see if it would use the concept I was expecting or I was applying or I usually apply in price action. Let's see. That's it for this review.